Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Sport and today we're diving into how to best use the A-4E Skyhawk for DCS World on the Contention Cold War multiplayer server. If you're new to the A4 for DCS World or need a refresher on its systems, I have a comprehensive tutorial series that will guide you from startup to bomb release. However, for you seasoned veterans that love Cold War era air combat and want to dominate the battlefield in this free mod, stick around. So what is Contention? It's a multiplayer server by Strike Package Studios, led by Trapper, that combines fixed wing, rotary, and combined arms in a persistent PvPvE campaign. Teamwork is paramount on this server, with different aircraft accomplishing different tasks to move the front line forward. The Cold War server can be on the Syria and Caucasus map, and can take place within 4 different eras, each determining the weapons available. Era 1, which has rear aspect IR missiles like the AIM-9J or R-60 and no radar missiles. Era 2, which adds early radar homing missiles like the AIM-7E and R-3R. Era 3, which are early rear aspect IR missiles only, such as the AIM-9B and R-3S. And finally, Era 4, which is unrestricted IR missiles except the AIM-9M, advanced radar missiles, and unrestricted air-to-ground munitions excluding GPS weapons. And while this doesn't affect the loadouts that the A4 can carry, we want to at least be aware of what threats we might be facing. So to join the server, open the multiplayer menu, search for Contention, and hop in. If you have SRS installed, it will launch automatically, connecting you to in-game voice comms. If you don't have it, I highly recommend downloading it, and I put a link in the description down below. Now let's talk targets. In most cases, you'll need to destroy all enemy units in an area to capture it. Here's what you'll face. Airfields, which are heavily defended by AAA and IR SAMs. The headquarters buildings must be destroyed for capture. FARPs, which are helicopter spawns with armor and AAA defenses. Strongholds, CPs, and factories. These are strategic locations with mixed ground unit defenses, industrial centers, and rear depots, which are heavily fortified and require multiple bombs per building, and oil platforms, which are naval targets where defending ships must be sunk first. Choosing the right target is key. Most locations have basic AAA defenses, including KS-19s, ZSU-57s, ZSU-23-4s, and even the formidable Toyota Hilux with mounted guns. Since the A4 is limited to AIM-9 Bravos, it's best to avoid enemy fighters and focus on the ground attack missions. After joining, I recommend hopping into a JTAC slot to assess air activity before picking a target, then select a static spawn and hit fly. The dynamic spawns in Contention are not compatible with the A4 mod. Once you're in the cockpit, it's time to choose your loadout. The loadouts depend on your mission, but here's a few solid choices. For general strikes, I like to take 2 Mark 83s and 8 Mark 82s. If I'm planning on changing this to a self-escort loadout, I'll swap the 2 outboard Mark 82s for AIM-9 Bravos. For CPs and strongholds, I like to take 4 Mark 20 Rockeyes, 6 Mark 82s, and 2 AIM-9 Bravos. And it's important to remember that the tech combines at the factories require 1 Mark 83 and 1 Mark 82 to destroy, while the larger factories require 3 Mark 83s per building. A few key tactics and tips will help keep you alive and effective on the Cold War server. Be sure to ingress and attack from above 10,000 feet to stay out of AAA range. Work in groups. Multiple aircraft can destroy a target quickly and avoid an enemy response. Monitor the EWR reports in the top right of your screen and avoid enemy aircraft within 10 miles. If engaged by enemy aircraft, don't hesitate to jettison your munitions to increase your maneuverability. Take out targets in small chunks instead of trying to level everything in one pass. And remember that the bombing computer is calibrated for Mark 82s, so Mark 83s will land long, and Mark 84s will land a little short. I usually aim 1 to 2 mils short for Mark 83s to improve accuracy. That wraps up our guide to using the A-4 on the Cold War Contention server. You might have noticed the custom skin I was using today. If you're flying on Contention and want to see me flying around with you, go ahead and download it for yourself. I've left a link in the pinned comment down below. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more DCS content. Also, check me out on Twitch, where I've been streaming my, mostly misadventures on the Cold War Contention server. Finally, I'd like to give a big shout out to Trapper and the team over at Strike Package Studios for creating the Contention servers. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.